Hi there, hello, welcome to this free live guidance on Aries North Node. Okay, so I'm coming to you from constant power cuts. Just as I personally am experiencing a power surge, we're having power cuts like all the time. They're doing work in the area. So I've got a load of really powerful notes here, and it's very likely that my computer will just go off because it has done about 17 times today. I didn't count, I just said 17 because it's been a lot. So if you are here watching with me live, please write a comment below so that I know you're here. If you're watching me on the replay, please just hashtag replay so that I can come and say hi to you later and I know who has watched it. Plus, it's just really good for the algorithm as well. So right now I'm talking to myself, but I know that a few of you have said you are going to catch this on replay. So I'm just going to take a second to tune into the people of this group. Cosmic as fuck. Okay, so we're just tuning in and I'm calling upon the power of all my Aries friends. Okay, so let's go with this. Right, the North Node is, it's not a planet, okay, but it's a theoretical point that is incredibly sensitive and meaningful in the charts. And right now, this is about the message I am giving you today is something that is happening for the whole of us, all of us. This is a collective energy that's taking place. So when the North Node moves collectively through a certain sign, we are all being called into our highest account, our highest frequency, our highest energy, our highest expression of that sign. So North Node is moving through Aries right now and has been doing for a little while. Now, some of you in here will have your Chiron in Aries as well. That will be even more super potent. And I do know that I attract quite a lot of people with Aries planets, so quite a lot of Aries suns here. Do feel free in the comments to say which house your Aries is in and what planets you have in Aries as well. So as those of you who have had my courses and know, I do often teach from my own chart. Why? Because you're seeing my energy, you're feeling my energy. So if you can see that and feel that through my chart as well, then it all starts to make more sense. I live my chart, I demonstrate living my chart. So I have Sun and Mercury exactly conjunct. That means sitting at the side of each other. So when I speak, when I feel in my solar plexus, I'm also speaking it at the same time. So it's like a design that says what I feel and my power, it comes out. Okay. So tell us where your Aries is in your chart. Now, when we tune into what it means to be Aries and into the characteristics and traits of Aries as a sign, what we're really feeling into is courage, daring, bravery, truth, honesty. And it's the kind of honesty that goes, it kind of emits like a lava from striking a match. Okay, so Aries is fire. So Aries as fire goes, here's my honesty, have it. Here's a match burning, okay? So we're dealing with the energy of fire. Hi Katie, thank you for joining me. And hello to anyone else who is here either now or on replay. So I talk about a frequency a lot, and when we're tuning into the characteristics and traits of any sign of the zodiac, we are talking about frequency and what is the highest expression of Aries for one person. might be totally different for somebody else. So one person calling themselves into their own highest account, that will look different for each of us. There may be some common traits, and I'm here to talk about the common traits, but how that manifests and how that emits through you will be very different for us all. So how do we bring out our more courageous, independent side? And that may be a little thing that you would like to pause this transmission and journal into that for yourself. So how do you bring out independence and courage? What do you do? What are you aware of within yourself? Do you have to kind of go, right, pause the show, I am calling back my power? Do you go do energy work? Do you sit with your own fire? Do you move? Do you need movement in order to go, who am I again? What is it that calls your deepest self out from within in order to be fully expressed and showing up as your true Aries self? What areas of life do you feel that it's your calling to go first with? Because that's Aries energy. So for example, with me having Aries in the 6th house, that's my day job, that's my work, that's my daily habits. So of course I go first with my own entrepreneurship. I decide how I use my energy. I decide what I do in my day. I show up as the entrepreneur in order to not really be answering to somebody else. Say in the workplace, I used to have conflicts with authority figures in the workplace because it was taking me out of alignment with my own true authority. But depending on what house Aries is in for you, it might show up in a very different way. I have a lot of clients with Aries in the 2nd house. Now the 2nd house is all about self-worth and what we charge for our services and just going out there and doing it, and it's income that we earn from whatever is our form of employment. And my Aries in the 2nd house clients, they're just like, hey, I know my own worth, I go first with it, I show the fuck up, I get paid. And I'm like, wow, they're amazing. Okay, please comment below if you are Aries in the 2nd house. We need to learn from you. Honestly, we need to learn from you. Okay, Aries, where do you decide to burn the old shit down? Where do you think, okay, I am tired of these old narratives, I am tired of this old energy? Where do you go, I am the fire, I bring the fire. How do I burn that old stuff away so that I can be more Aries now, so that I can show up with more courage? Okay. Now normally, areas of life where we have to show up with courage, perhaps we're taking a stand against something that represents untruth or our not self, so that we can step into truth, higher self, real self, full expression. Yeah. And that's when we know that we're feeling alive, we're burning with the passion of our own truth. We're calling ourselves into our own highest account, and we're saying, I go first, I lead my own show, I show up with full self-trust. Yeah? So where in your life do you do that? Because at this time, and I know that there's a lot of people in this group who have clients, whether you have groups, whether you have one-to-one clients, whether you have both, you will be working with other people as well. And this is just to know that all of us together, anybody, literally anyone, but particularly those who are bringing conscious awareness to their path of personal development and spiritual development, where are you bringing the passion, the fire, the courage, the leadership? Where are you bringing that? Where are you bringing your own unique vibration of self? Where are you honing down on complete and utter self-trust. How do you just go, all else is extraneous, I know the way, I follow my own way? Where do you do that? And these are messages you can pass on to your clients as you call them into their own self-leadership. Where are you the pioneer of your own life? Where are you leading yourself? Where are you leading others? And we all have a different answer to that. Okay? Just remembering certain people's charts. That's really funny how I just saw somebody's chart there. Now, let's just say if you had Aries on your midheaven, on the house of your career, your legacy building, you're here to create a legacy of self-trust, self-leadership, self-responsibility, doing the work, showing up for yourself, not giving away your power to others. Because how does that serve another? And I'm sure that many of us will have been in the position at some point in our lives where we have given away our power as the unique self that we are to someone else or to something else. And we can feel it like a powering down like that. And we become dull or deadened or just like, oh my God, those messages that say, just be nice, just be kind. Wherever we've dulled our own unique symphony in order to be more palatable, more acceptable, you can feel that siphoning off of your own brilliance. It feels like shit. It feels so bad. And that is playing with the polar opposite energy of the lower frequency of Libra. Okay? So we're not saying that any one sign is good or bad. Like we don't know good or bad around here. We just observe what is so that we're able to consciously call ourselves to the highest account we possibly can by observing our own true nature. And we don't use astrology to try and shoehorn ourselves into the lens of astrology. We use astrology as a lens through which we can get a different and higher perspective by detaching from that story of I am this. You know, if you tell yourself I am these characteristics, well, no, you get to choose. You get to choose your expression of self at all times, and that is your own ongoing, ever unfolding symphony of the frequency that we hear from you. So it's like when you call yourself into your own highest expression of Aries, it's saying, what do I really, really, really deeply desire? And calling that into being. What makes me feel more alive? What makes me feel more excited? What makes me feel more passionate? What makes me feel more zealous? What makes me feel like I am in full independent control of me and my own energy field? Yay! Okay, it's that. Yeah, I'm about to zing into life. It's the springtime. It's the bud that's going, yeah, it's spring. Yeah, watch me. Okay. What makes you feel like you're on the edge of your own daring? Whew. What makes you feel like you said or did or showed up as something where you even surprised yourself. You surprised yourself because you were so fucking courageous that you even looked back and went, oh, I did that. That thing that makes you feel completely alive. That's your Aries in action. That's your Aries allowing itself to bloom. Now, nobody is saying that in order to express your fullness of your highest Aries, no one is saying stop being your fullness of Leo, of Libra, the opposite, okay? We still care about love. We care about balance. We care about harmony. We care about justice, right? The highest expressions of Libra. We get to care about and finally tune the instrument of our own vessel, of how we express all of these characteristics. Okay. So, where can we step away from codependency, enmeshment with others, giving yourself over to what someone else desires, staying comfortable because you fucking love comfort, right? Because who doesn't love being comfortable? Okay. Libra is all about partnerships and relationships, so don't be surprised if it comes out in that area where we get called into, where have I allowed myself to get comfortable and what has that done to me? What have I allowed to happen? Okay. And how can you change the energy on that? By calling yourself into your own highest vibration, your own highest account. Okay. Where have you gone along with things? And I feel that this is wow. 1 second. Okay. You know that I get powerful visions. Okay, so now I am bringing us out of individual relationships and into the spiritual industry, particularly online. Okay. Those times that you look at how somebody is expressing themselves in this online space, how somebody might be talking about their version of love, their version of unity, their version of what we're doing here, awakening, their thing. Okay. I had to really train myself to go, that person can speak their version of love, their version of consciousness, their version of awakening, their version of spirituality. And I can stand over here fully fucking unapologetically in my version. And I don't need to play that same tune. I don't need to be in their gang, because my gang of one is where the business is. Yeah. And when we are talking about universal love and the concepts of unity, it does not mean we have to go the same way about things. The word adjacent is one of my best friends, because I can see the way other people are showing up and I go, well done, crack on, you're changing people's lives. I know you fucking hate me, just doesn't matter, crack on with it. We can stand adjacent, and adjacent, there is so much power in that. There is also enormous power in collaboration and really singing from your own hymn sheets, because when other people hear your tune, they go, oh, she's talking my thing, or he's talking my thing. And we hear that frequency, we feel that frequency, and it lights something up within us, and we go, there's my people, there they are. And it takes so much courage to not be diminished by the ones who are saying, you can do love and light my way. Because you're damn sure I ain't going to follow that. Okay? Big out breath. And it's really subtle. It can be really subtle. And we just remember to keep calling yourself into your own truthful frequency. What you came here to be and do and say, and how you came here to be it and do it and say it. And your tribe, even when you cannot see your tribe, I will never forget the day that my spirit guides were yelling at me, yelling. It was like a whole gang of them turned up in my dining room, and they were saying, you have to make a video today about your past lives and put it on YouTube and Facebook. And I had no other living human being who did any of the things I do or had any of the experiences that I do, and my guides were shouting at me to do it. Fuck me, the courage it took to sit down and go, I'm going to do this because I can hear them, I can see them, and this feels so big, and I've got to just say the thing and do the thing. And I sat down and I said it all, I said my piece, and I pressed publish. And I probably lost a lot of friends, and there will have been other friends going, she is having a mental breakdown. And you know what else happened? People came into my life who said, me too. Me too. You're telling my story. I thought there wasn't anybody else in the world like me. Thank you. You just said my story. But it wasn't quite like that, because obviously, like, I'm sharing something pretty damn unique. And I found people I did not know existed because I'd forgotten. Okay? So you say your piece. This is what North Node in Aries is calling you towards. If you have spiritual gifts to share, I know that you must follow your own path, your own calling. Light your own fire of that ember that's burning within you and you alone, and agree to let that fire burn and come through and burst out of you so that other people can see you lit up. Because if you, I know this, I know that if you don't express it, it comes out in shitty ways, in bitchy ways, in like, don't know what to do with this volcano, just like emitting and exploding in the weirdest of scenarios, okay? Learning to move with your fire, doing all the things that balance out your own Aries, okay? Setting boundaries that are right for you, that are right for you in the journey that you've lived, and only you knows that. I'm actually completely tingling all over. I'm really, really like full body, head to toe, going for it here. Okay. In order to call ourselves into our very highest account, and you will notice I've sworn quite a lot of times because for me, I want to, I need to. It feels good for me. It feels truthful about who I am. Oh yeah, I've got a few more things to say here. Please do feel free to just like make notes on any of this. Okay. So when I pause and laugh, it's because there's so much guidance coming all at the same time. It's like, okay, which bit am I doing next? In order to call yourself into the highest account, we have to be aware of the lower vibrations of Aries. Lower vibrations of Aries are selfishness. It's the baby crying. Now, when it's a baby crying, a baby has to cry. That is their means of communication. They cry when they're hungry. They cry when they want their nappy changed. But it is an art form to catch yourself if you're crying out because you're looking for somebody else to clean up your own shit. Just take that self-responsibility. Don't look for external validation. Look for solidarity. Look for support. Side by side, equal collaborative support. Oh yeah, that's where it is. But call yourself out if you're asking for somebody else to wipe your ass, because no, I'm sorry about my potty mouth here, but no, not that. And if someone else is diminishing you and calling you selfish or self-centered for standing up for what you know you believe in and claiming what is yours and saying, this is my direction and I stand by it, then you state your boundaries again. Okay, and if they can't uphold that, you burn that shit down. Yeah, you are the fire. You're standing in it. Standing in like this big ring of burning protective fire. And nothing's going to harm you there, because they're going to get burnt if they come close to that, right? Whew. Okay. A note on masculine and feminine. Whew. Right. I am not a masculine and feminine coach, even though there are many, many, many to behold. Okay, in astrology, there are more feminine and more masculine traits of every sign. So we just observe what is going on. It can be said that fire and air go together, because, like, you know, air whips up fire, and earth and water go together elementally. Yeah, water nourishes the earth, whereas it puts out fire. But if fire gets underneath water, that's steamy. Okay, so there's lots of different things that the different elements can do to each other. So, for example, if fire makes water steamy, that's good. Oh, it might be more interesting. But if water puts out and dampens fire, then that's like dulls everything and nobody wins. Yeah, so just different ways to play around with the elemental elements there. Okay, every sign has more masculine and feminine traits, and we all get to express those in ways that feel good to us. What I have observed, and this is just my perspective, all of this is just my perspective, it's just my lens, right? So take what resonates and discard what doesn't. I should have said that at the start. I'm saying it like 30 minutes in. What I have observed over the past few years, when I've watched female healers and coaches often call other women into heart-centered leadership, heart-centered healing, I should say. when I have watched healers healing healers, I've watched a blossoming of people's heart space into Cancerian and Piscean energies. Now, why do we need this? Because the patriarchy has absolutely taken it out of us. Why would we need for this world to express Cancerian energies in a more conscious way? Well, because in every workplace we've been told to leave our emotions at the door. Because we've been brought up by mothers who weren't in a nurturing, I don't know what everybody's mother's been like, and I'm sure there's a total variety, but certainly we've been living in an age and been brought up in an age where our mothers were didn't have the opportunity to be fully attuned to what divine feminine awakening meant for them. And I think that's pretty across the board, whatever I just said. So we've had to heal that ourselves. But let's be really conscious about why we would need to raise the frequency of our nurturing abilities, of our mothering abilities, of our own ability to mother ourselves, of allowing ourselves to rest when we need to, nourish ourselves in beautiful ways, heal because we fucking love ourselves and our bodies, heal because we deserve it. Yeah. Now that is a high expression of Cancerian energy, of allowing ourselves to be held in the wings of the Great Mother. Yeah. Well, we only need that because the opposite, Capricorn, has been wildly out of balance because of the level of damage being done by the power constructs of the patriarchy and of the out of balance patriarchal control. However, don't be sold a lie that the only way to be feminine is to be Cancerian, because you don't have to mother everybody ad infinitum. You don't have to be just like that same sister energy on repeat as though that's all that there is, because there's really strong self-leadership to behold. There is sacred rage to behold. There are many, many, many faces of the divine feminine to behold. Piscean energy, when we allow ourselves to be the dreamer, to play with our imagination, to play in the subconscious realms, to play in the hidden realms, to delve into our unconscious, to dare to dig beneath the surface, to bring what needs to complete to a close and allow what needs to die off in order for the new to be rebirthed. Okay? Because why? The opposite is Virgo energy that's been out of alignment, like in our classrooms. Virgo, just learn more, learn harder, be the clever girl. Stop daydreaming. Stop looking out of the window, Rachel. Ooh, I'm channeling the past lives. What? No, you're not. Get your eyes on your work. Too many of us have been told that we were the dreamers. Oh, we're a bit dreamy. And probably swung so far the opposite way, proving how clever we are, proving we've got these academic accolades. Yeah? But let's not be daft about it. Divine feminine awakening is not just allowing ourselves to be fully expressed in our Piscean energy. It's one element of the 12. Okay? So, just as a reminder, we are all being called into our highest expression of Aries selfhood, self-leadership, self-responsibility, courage, bravery. Whatever that means for you, it's your responsibility to focus on that and do and be and express all the things that you agreed to do and be. Where did you decide to bring the fire? Go be that. And I think that that is the end of it. For anyone who joined me live, thank you so much for joining me. I will drop into the group the myriad ways that you can work with me at the moment. I am just deciding to open up and blossom in all the ways and bloom in all the ways, so that whatever you need, if you are called to work with me, you know, the invitation is there. You can have the support that you need and desire. Thank you, Katie, for being here with me. And for anyone else who watched, go enjoy your journaling. Feel free to drop any questions at all about your chart and diaries here. And let's do this thing together. Okay, love you all lots. Mwah.